Thank you. Nation, your cheers mean more to me than the Bill of Rights did to the Founding Fathers. With that being said, I have a very special treat for all of my fellow patriots out there. Today, we are having an all-intensive interview with the man who wrote the Constitution himself, Thomas Jefferson. But that's for later. For now, let's direct our attention to the lovely Miss Ford for what I like to call a century's worth of news.
Recently established in the Brown v. Board decision, Southern Committee chairs were asked to desegregate schools with all due haste. They've taken haste to the next level. With another court case, Planned Parenthood v. Casey ruled that states now have the responsibility to regulate abortion, lessening the effects of Roe v. Wade. The new generation could not be more ecstatic. In the controversial 2000 election, Florida was held responsible for settling the discrepancy between the popular and electoral vote. Fortunately, with Bush's close win, he gained a lot of support for this victory. The lawmaking process is notorious for being complicated and confusing, but to help with this confusion, let's take a closer look.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to ESPN Politico. I'm your host, Jean-Luc Shanahan, with Shay Yonker here today. We have a special treat for you guys today. We're going to go deep into how a bill becomes a law. Isn't that right, Shay?
Yes, it is. This is just a completely competitive process. There's like 2 bills, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right, 2 bills, that's right. It's going to be one in the House and one in the Senate. So we're going to go down to the track and take a closer look at what that's like. We'll be commentating the whole time, giving you an in-depth look at how
and I feel like our commentating is really good.
That's correct, Shay. We're going to take a look at how that bill becomes a law. And we're down to the track now. The congressmen are warming up. I've never quite seen them like this. Have you, Shay?
No, never before.
They're about to start. Black in the Senate, white with the House, and there we go. They have the proposals now. There's a little bit of fighting going on down there. Weird for a proposal. Now off to the full committee. Full committee's looking. They're both looking strong. House and Senate neck and neck. Back to the subcommittee. Senate's gone off strong. It looks like they've gotten to a favorable subcommittee. The House is backing up way now. Now it's off to the full committee again. They need a 3/4 majority vote to get out of here. Oh, the House has stumbled. That may be a bad sign. Oh, they got back up. Oh, Bill almost died there. House is catching up again. And now it's up to... Oh, look at the finesse. Oh, it's down to the Rules Committee. They're going to be throwing that to the floor, and they're off neck and neck. House is trying to figure out the time. Yeah, that's right. And now it's off to the floor, and the Senate's slowing down. There's a filibuster going on right now. They need a cloture motion. She breaks through the cloture motion with a 60-vote majority. Oh, here we go. And then now the Senate's off. Back to the Conference Committee. They look like they're working together. Look at the teamwork. Both the Senate and the House working together to make that one bill. Yeah. Look at that.
It's done.
There's now only one bill.
Oh, look at that.
Off to the full committee. The full committee needs to deliver this to the president. Off to the president they go. It's either...
they're down, but they're gone.
They're going to make it. They're going to make strong. It's either a pass or a veto at this point. If it's vetoed, it's got to go back to the beginning. Now the president has the bill. Is he going to pass or veto? It's going to be determined right now. And
Wow, what a process. In other news, seniors have taken a new route for showing their staggering political enthusiasm by combining the old with the new. Senior citizens meet flash mob. Families have always been an important and effective form of political socialization. Unfortunately, some families have their downsides. And that's all the time we have with the Century's Worth of News with me, Alyssa Ford.
Woo! Welcome back, nation. Welcome back. Here we have one of our own fine correspondents, Miss Chloe Lemonade here. Chloe, tell us why you're here today.
Well, Henry, I took the liberty to investigate the phenomena of apathy in young voters. It turns out it wasn't apathy, but it was really stupidity. So let's take a closer look.
Do you think that if President Obama is re-elected back into office, he'll be able to accomplish his seemingly progressive goals, or have what some call a lame duck period of little advancement that is very characteristic of a president's second term? I think the second one. The second one? Yeah. With the Republican nomination convention just around the corner, do you feel that Mitt Romney's eminent victory is justified? Or do you feel that another candidate would have been more suitable for the nomination?
No, I like it. I like Mitt Romney. Wait, he's the Mormon guy, right?
With the Republican nomination convention just around the corner, do you feel that Mitt Romney's imminent victory is justified? Or do you feel that another candidate would have been more suitable for the nomination?
Is this AP government?
And that's when I realized that this stupidity called for some simpler questions.
Okay, so complete the sentence. We the people.
Our people? What?
Complete the sentence. We the people. What? Okay, who is our vice president right now? Our vice president. School? Complete the sentence. We the people.
Have the rights of cards.
Okay, name a congressman. Anyone, just any congressman.
What's her name? Sarah Palin count?
Are you in government?
Yeah. I don't really care.
Who is our current vice president?
That one dude?
That one dude?
John McCain.
Nation, if anyone knows our Constitution best, it's you guys. You are as confident with your knowledge as Bill Clinton was with his healthcare plan. As good Americans, we all know that without the vast knowledge of the inner mechanics of the Electoral College, we'd be nowhere. We wouldn't even have the motivation to practice that 15th Amendment right. Need I say more? You guys know what I mean. But, nation, who can we thank for this clear and precise document? I'll give you a hint. It's not Nixon. I'll end the torment and bring out our next guest, Thomas Jefferson himself. Good to see you, Mr. Jefferson.
It's a pleasure, Henry. Pleasure indeed.
So, Mr. Jefferson, let's get to the real meat of the bones. The filet mignon of the Constitution, if you will. What exactly did you have in mind when you wrote the Constitution?
Well, Henry, our first and most immediate concern was wresting the power away from the intolerable masses, or mob rule, if you will, that was beginning to develop.
Masses? I'm not sure what you mean by masses. Mob rule? Audience? What was that, audience? What? Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry. As you were saying?
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a prime example right there.
What? Well, anyway, moving on. We all know that this was a nation founded on religion and the freedom to practice it.
Well, actually, on the contrary, there was a keen interest to keep church and state completely separate.
Well, that's completely ridiculous. Is there not under God in our own Pledge of Allegiance?
I don't believe that's correct.
Henry 1, Tom 0. I'm afraid I only have time for one more question. We all know that representation is very different than it was 100 years ago. But I have to ask, for a stunningly handsome gentleman, such as myself, how would I be represented politically?
You? 3/5.
Ah, I see what you did there. Well, audience, let's thank Mr. Thomas Jefferson for coming down in this wonderful interview. We'll see you next time.